Might continue. There we go. Now it should be better. Now it should be working. So, how's everyone doing today? This is Aussie Muscles 28 back with a brand new video. And this is my mock draft, my live mock draft. And it's going to be interesting to see at least how this video does compared to my previous one, because my previous one I did have a little bit more editing, but this time, however, unfortunately, I just didn't have enough time to get it edited. But also, I did have a little bit of an edited version, but one of the problems was my MacBook lost the file. I had originally have iMovie, and unfortunately, when I was clearing out some other work, it unfortunately got deleted. So I'm a little upset about that, but there's nothing I could do, unfortunately, with that. I just had to redo it. So with that being said, this is my new mock draft, my final mock draft. The Steelers NFL draft is next week, the NFL one. So I'll be doing my live mock draft next week along with this video. We'll both be live. So with that being said, now that I have everything all set up, everything's now working to my liking. I was able to get my mock draft, pretty much my version where I have the people I want. And it was just tough because I had a lot of footage, and unfortunately, they all got deleted, and it sucks. So there's nothing I could really do. But with that being said, I have two versions of this mock draft, and my first one I'm going to actually go over right now, and that is my main draft, my main mock draft. And this is for if we have Nadia Harris taken off the board, which could happen, but I will also provide my information if it doesn't. What's up, Bills Mafia? How you doing, man? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my first picks. The Steelers, the picks did not change realistically. We still have the same picks that we had as last time. So pretty much, realistically, nothing's going to change at this point. So with the draft order, I don't think we're going to be doing any draft changes. I don't think we're going to do any draft trades or anything like that. I just don't think it makes sense. So let me go ahead and just pull up my first mock draft and have the order, which I do now. So with that being said, we have the draft order. The first pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, if we do not select, if Najee Harris is not available on the board, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking us. So, new Twitter name, Randy Fitcher can coach in Wendy's. Yeah, that's pretty funny, actually. Not going to lie. So, with that being said, I think right now we are going to go with Najee Harris first overall, and I'll explain why when I get to my main mock draft. I pretty much have versions 2 and 3, this if you can call it that. But if Najee Harris is taken early, which I have a feeling he might, with that being said, I have us going offensive line in this direction. And with the NFL draft being it is, the 24th pick of the 2021 NFL draft, if we do not select Najee Harris, this name, if Najee Harris is not available, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Tevin Jenkins, offensive tackle, Oklahoma State University. This is mainly our backup plan if we do not have Najee Harris. We are going to select the best option available. In this case, will be Tevin Jenkins, one of the best offensive tackle prospects in the draft. I definitely have a good feeling this is one of the people we're narrowing it down to, because at this rate, if we don't select a tackle early, it's going to hurt us. And Tevin Jenkins, if we don't get Harris, Tevin Jenkins is going to be an absolute stud for us. He's a monster player. I don't think we're going to move back in this round. I just don't see the point in it. I think we're going to go ahead and just keep where we are. We may trade a pick later on, but I realistically think that Tevin Jenkins right now is just the pick here. If we do keep him if we do keep our pick at 24, which realistically I think we will keep our pick at 24. Tevin Jenkins, though, one of the best offensive tackle prospects. The only issue I have with him realistically, his arms are a bit small, but still, this guy is a monster. He's a phenomenal tight end, offensive tackle prospect, and this guy could be a starter wherever he goes. I don't think we're going to need him necessarily to start out right away, because this is the one thing I will say. I don't think we should go offensive tackle. I think, like, if Nadia Harris is available, I think we should get a running back. But we got Tevin Jenkins. We have a tackle for the future because we have Zach Bander and Chavontay Okafor as our starting offensive tackles right now. But if we do have that, then I'll actually show you Tevin Jenkins, what number he'll wear if he is a Pittsburgh Steelers. And here you go. Tevin Jenkins, number 73. This will be the number we would have. So with that being said, this is who I think we'll get at 24 if Nadia Harris is not available. But if Harris is available, I'll actually go into that right now. This will be his number, but let me go ahead and stop that. If he is available, I think we'll take him. But if not, we're going to get Tevin Jenkins from LSU. Okay, I can see that as well. If we don't select Nadia Harris, this is my second mock draft. I'm going to count this as my second mock draft, and the third one's my third and final mock draft, the one I think that's going to be locked and perfect. This one's a little bit more of a work in progress, but still there are a few pieces there I think we'll get. The next pickup is going to be at the 55th pick overall. And if we don't select Nadia Harris, we have Tevin Jenkins. At this point, we're going to take a running back in the second round. This is a must-get pick at this point. Second round, 55th overall. With the Pittsburgh Steelers select Javonte Williams, running back, University of North Carolina. Oh, I can see Travis Etienne, but the problem is, though, we get Nadia Harris is taken. Etienne's probably going to go early, too. I think Etienne's going before Harris, but Javonte Williams, running back, University of North Carolina. I think he is the third best running back in this class, and I definitely think he could be an outstanding running back. The only issue I have with him is he is a little small at 5'10", but I think this guy is still a workhorse. He can get the job done on the ground, and he could be a feature back in the Pittsburgh Steelers, and something we definitely need this time around. So Javonte Williams, we do get him. It's going to be a really good pickup for him. I think will be a really good move, which I would like to see him in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. That would be pretty awesome because we do need a running back, and I do see a lot of Steelers mock drafters like Steel Jedi and Steel Man and others saying that we're going to be linked to Javonte Williams if Harris is not available. But I'll get into why we're picking Harris in a little bit. But with that being said, that is our pick. That is our pick at number 2 in the 55th overall. How you doing, Lady Steel? If we do get Javonte Williams, here is what he will wear. Look at that number. Ooh. 25 for Javonte Williams if we do get him there. That will be his jersey number. With that being said, our next pick will be in the third round, 87th overall. This pick has not changed from my previous mock draft. It will be the exact same as my first mock draft, and that is the Pittsburgh Steelers selecting Josh Myers, off center from Ohio State University. I think this guy is still a fantastic center, one of the top 10 centers in this draft. I have a feeling, though, that a lot of other people that we like Dalen White from Wisconsin Whitewater, the prospect there, I think he's going to go a lot earlier than people think. And I think Myers in the third round is going to be a really good pick, especially against Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State University and Javonte Williams in the second round. We need to address center. He's not going to start right away. I thought he would be a starting center. We got BJ Finney to start as center because this has been updated since the last time I did update video. We did sign BJ Finney. He is probably going to start, and we have Myers as a backup. And he's more than happy to be a starter with us, and I'm more than happy to have him around. He'll be a good pick. He'll be a good backup to. He'll be a good backup to BJ Finney for the time being. And realistically, he could be a good overall future pick because the thing is, though, with a lot of our offensive linemen, they can work in. We don't have to start right away, which is nice. So that's why I like Josh Myers here. I think that he is going to be a good depth piece for the time being. So, yeah, you can't go wrong with Josh Myers. I think this is a very good pick here overall. Let me go ahead and So yeah, Josh Myers overall, you can't complain with this pick. A very good center. And yeah, this is a Javonte Williams, 5'10", 220 pounds. He got girth for a small guy, but the big thing is size is a little concerning, but still. I like Josh Myers as center for this pick overall. And I think he could be turned to be a very good center in the future, though, for the Steelers. If we do select him or we draft another center, I'd like to see the Steelers get him. If not, I have another center, which I will go over in a little bit. But with that being said, that is who I got the Steelers picking at 87th overall. In the fourth round, we have two picks in the fourth round at 128th overall. The Pittsburgh Steelers select a hometown guy. Yes, I'm picking this to pick a hometown guy, and that is Rashard Weaver from University of Pittsburgh. He is a defensive end from Pittsburgh. This guy is a phenomenal pass rush. A lot of talent, and he is a homegrown guy. So Tomlin's definitely had a lot of scouting on him. He looks like he could be a fourth-round prospect, has a really good motor, and we do have Alex Highsmith, and we do have some other guys coming up. We did lose Bud Dupree, but he would definitely be a good depth piece when we need, because at this point, I think Bud Dupree realistically signed way too big of a contract in Tennessee. I don't think he's going to live up to it. But Rashard Weaver, a hometown guy, really good story with him, and I think he could be a really fantastic player for him. So I'll put him in my system, and you will see what number he will. I'd like to see if we can get him early on. That would be a nice fourth-round pick, especially to help out our defensive line. Can't go wrong with that, man. Realistically, you cannot go wrong with that. And I realistically think he would be a very good player. And then, yeah, players from Ohio State, they turn out really well. That is 100% true. I agree, man. Ohio State and Pittsburgh players, they always turn out really well, especially because they're close by me to scout. But here you go, Rashard Weaver. That would be his jersey number, and you cannot go wrong with that as well. So with that being said, Rashard Weaver, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I would like to see him in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform if we can get him. This next guy is a little bit hard of a name to say. So if I butcher this guy's name, don't kill me in the comments below. With the other fourth-round pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Ifeatu Melifonwu, quarterback/safety from Syracuse University. And I'll go ahead and put up his picture right here. And here we go. Ifeatu Melifonwu from Syracuse University. He's a cornerback/safety. He has a lot of tremendous upside. The problem is, though, he's not a natural corner or a natural safety, so he's more of a hybrid type player. And being a 6'3", he can definitely be a good skill cover. He can work with Minkah Fitzpatrick. He can work on the opposite side. He could be a really good player, and all said and done, he could be a really good safety. I may take him some time to develop, though. I don't think we're going to put him in right away. I think we wait on him realistically to develop. I think he's going to need time to develop because realistically, he's a raw prospect. It's just he has a lot of work to do. He's a top 10 safe cornerback/safety in this class according to WalterFootball.com. That's where I do a lot of my researches on CBS Sports and Walter Football. Walter Football being my main one. So here would be his jersey number. I think it would take him a few years to develop, but I think realistically he could be a fantastic young center, a fantastic young cornerback/safety if we work him right. Here we go. Here is his jersey number. Bada bing, bada boom. And yeah, here we go. Santonio Holmes, Cam Hayward, Shazier. Yeah, honestly, all of that's true. All those players did turn out really, really well. Let me go ahead and get to the next pick I have, and that is we don't have a fifth-round pick, but we do have a sixth-round pick, and that will be in the sixth round, 216th overall. And let me go ahead and pull them up. With that being said, the 2021 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers at 216th overall select. Make sure I pull this up right. Tamorian Terry, wide receiver at Florida State University. Now, I was thinking we would get a receiver later on, but realistically, I've been seeing this guy linked to the Steelers in many off-season draft boards, and this guy looks like he could be a stud for us. 6'4", has got fantastic speed and really good hands, so you can't go wrong with him. And he definitely looks like he could be a future Pittsburgh Steelers draft pick, because we like to get guys that aren't looked upon as highly as other receivers, but this kid looks like he could be a stud in the Steeler offense. Another 6'4" receiver is something that Ben would need. We can use him very often, especially because he likes to play in the slot as well. This kid could be a stud with the Steelers. He doesn't have to be a number 3 overall. He can be a behind Juju Smith-Schuster. He can be on Chase Claypool and still provide a lot of matchup nightmares for the NFL, especially in the slot. I really like Tamorian Terry, man. He is someone that a lot of people recommended me to, and I've been seeing his highlights. He looks like a freaking stud, dude. I'm excited that we're going to get him he'll be a day 3 pick in the NFL draft. This guy looks like he's going to be a steal for us, and I'm excited to have Tamorian Terry as a Pittsburgh Steeler at 216th overall. Looks like an absolute stud, and you can't go wrong with that, man. Tamorian Terry, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me go ahead and pull up my next pick, which is going to be coming up right now, and that is in the 7th round. We had 2 picks in the 7th round. In the 2021 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers, at 245th overall, the Pittsburgh Steelers select KJ Britt, linebacker out of Auburn. And he could be a very, very solid linebacker for us. I don't think he needs to compete right away, realistically, for the starting job. I think that he could probably wait a little while. We could probably put him in some blitz packages or in special teams until he's ready. I think that he's going to be someone that Steelers could use as like a special teamer that blooms into being like a really good linebacker. Maybe he can work with Vince Williams, because I know we just brought Vince Williams. I see a little bit of Vince Williams in him, especially in his play. He's a good linebacker from Auburn, man, and Auburn always produces pretty decent linebackers, especially at the NFL level. And I like KJ Britt here, man. You cannot go wrong with his size, though. He's got a good size. The only thing he needs to work on is getting to working as a pass rusher. He's more of a blitzer. So I think if we can work him in as a pass rusher eventually, that we can get him to be a solid player. And overall, I think he could be a player the Steelers would be really happy to get in the 7th round, because I think he is going to be a late pick, but he's going to be someone that the Steelers would love to have overall. So that is KJ Britt. Welcome to the Steelers. Then the last pick of my second mock draft, and it's at 254th overall. The Pittsburgh Steelers proudly select Matt Bushman, tight end, BYU. And Matt Bushman looks like he could be a pretty solid tight end for us. And we need someone that could be a blocking tight end. A lot of people think we're going to get Tommy Tremble early on. I realistically don't think that's the right move. I realistically think we could find a solid tight end later on. He's one of the top 10. He's one of the top 20 tight ends in this class. And I think that Matt Bushman could be a good receiving threat, but more than likely he'll probably start off as a backup to start. I think that's the right move. Have him work with Ebron a little bit, because Ebron's probably going to be gone after the season because they'll probably want more money. But Matt Bushman could be a similar build to Jesse James, a little bit stronger version of Jesse James, one that can actually block. Because Jesse James realistically couldn't block, but he was a good receiving player. I see a lot more blocking ability from Bushman, and I think he could be a receiver. Like if you get him special packages, he can get the ball and be the defender. I like Matt Bushman here. He's a really good, solid tight end. I think he's going – a lot of people are overlooking him, and I think the Steelers will really like to have him, though. So here you go. Here's Matt Bushman, especially after adopting Mance McDonald's number 89. I think that he is definitely the player that a lot of people are going to like him, and I think the Steelers will definitely be happy to have him, a 7th round tight end that is going to be a solid overall pro. So that is my second overall mock draft. And now my third mock draft, my final mock draft, the one I think that is the most complete mock draft that I've done. And I think this is the one that I've been basing off the Steelers projection boards, what they've been scouting, where they've been going to watch players. I think this list of people that they're going looking at are the people that they're going to pick right away. And I think these are the players that they know they can work with. And I think this is the Steelers team the players that we will draft coming up. So that first part, if you want to trim that, if you want to timestamp that, is from my second mock draft. Here's my third and final mock draft. And starting off my mock draft, I think this is completely obvious. At 24th overall in the 2021 NFL draft, if he does not get selected early on, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get Nadia Harris, running back from Alabama. This one is obvious as hell. Here's the thing, though. When you have Tomlin, Colbert, and Matt Canada all go to Tuscaloosa for his pro day, you know this is the guy the Steelers want to get. Hell, even if we have to trade up with the Miami Dolphins, I don't care. Because the Dolphins are looking at him. But here's the thing, though. We need him more than the Dolphins do. The Dolphins going to get Travis Etienne because that would fit their system more. Nadia Harris is going to be this next great running back, and we need to take him immediately at this spot. I said a lot earlier on my first mock draft. If you want to see more of that, watch my first mock draft because that is a lot more information. I covered a lot more there. But yeah, Nadia Harris is the best running back in this class. And I'm almost at 1,000 views in my first mock draft. But yeah, Nadia Harris overall is going to be the guy I think we get at 24. I don't think we're going to go offensive line. If he's off the board, we'll get offensive line. But realistically, Nadia Harris, though, is the guy here. And here's his beautiful jersey number. The jersey number you'll see the Steelers give him at the end of the day. So Nadia Harris, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The next pick we have is at 55 overall. And the 55th overall pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select. This is a tackle I actually think who's definitely been rising a little bit more. Sam Cosmi, offensive tackle from University of Texas. And he's been a sharp riser in this draft. I think that he is a very strong offensive tackle, especially having to play competition in the Big 12. Cosmi's held his own, and he is a stud offensive tackle. He's had to go against great competition, and this guy has proven and delivered time and time again. And I think because I was between him and Raduns, but Raduns has been projected to go a little earlier. So I think that Cosmi here is a fantastic pick at tackle. He can develop, just like I said, with Tevin Jenkins. He doesn't need to start right away. We can have him wait behind Okafor and Zach Banner until he's ready. This guy does need a little bit of work, though, especially footwork. He needs a little bit more work, and that's why if you give him a good offensive line coach work, he can definitely be a great offensive tackle, and he'll be a good guy, a good depth piece that we need right now. So realistically, Sam Cosmi, I think, is going to be our pick in the second round. I think this guy has a lot more upside than a lot of people more give him. And this is a guy I've been hearing Tomlin say that Cosmi could be the guy in the second round. He's got a lot of work to do, but this guy is a fantastic tackles prospect if he develops. And Cosmi, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now we have our next pick in our third round, and I think we are going to get a center because I think realistically, and this is what the Steelers have been saying, that we're going to get offensive line, we're going to get center, running back, and offensive tackle in our first three picks, and I do not see a reason why we'll not get that. With the 87th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Jimmy Morrissey, center from Pittsburgh University. And what can I say about him, man? When he had his season last year, he was unbelievable. And he's also a hometown guy, and the Steelers like to draft guys close by. Morrissey, when he played in 2019, he did not allow a sack, was one of the best offensive linemen in Pittsburgh's rotation on the offensive line, a four-year starter, absolutely fantastic fantastic role model for his team, and he is going to be a really good center for us. Like I said, with the offensive line prospects, they don't need to start right away. They can wait a little bit because we got BJ Finney. He could be our center and to help out in the future. But right now, Finney is going to probably be the star just because he has more experience. And I think that he'll be grown to be a really good centerpiece for the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially in the future, though. I think Morrissey will be a fantastic center for us, and he could be a center that will be a cornerstone for the next 10 to 15 years because this guy has longevity written all over him, especially if he could repeat his performance from 2019. This is our guy in the third round. Jimmy Morrissey, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Up next, we got our next pick in the fourth round. We got 128th overall. The Pittsburgh Steelers select Sean. Nope, that's not. That's the wrong pick. That's the 6th round pick, Tamorian Terry, which I still have from the same as my other one. Pull it right. There we go. Shaun Wade, cornerback, Ohio State University. And what do I keep saying? And then I mentioned this earlier. What do I keep saying about Ohio State players and the Pittsburgh Steelers? They mend together and they go well together like peanut butter and jelly. Actually, I think that this guy is going to be a fantastic young cornerback for us. He will need time to develop because realistically, we did lose Steven Nelson, and I did think we do need to get a cornerback earlier than we should because losing Steven Nelson is going to hurt us for the time being. But if we have Shaun Wade, we're going to be in good shape. And another problem I had, though, is we just had Justin Lane, one of our backup corners, just got arrested for DUI and stuff. So we need to get a cornerback immediately. And I knew we had to get a cornerback early on at this draft because this could be a cornerback-loaded draft. Shaun Wade looks like he's going to fit the mold right away. He's going to be a fantastic player. And I think he could be a cornerback that may take a little bit of time to develop, but this guy within 2 to 3 years will be a standout cornerback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially because like he's saying, and Leedy said it too, Ohio State players go well with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's just a match made in heaven. Here you go. Here's Shaun Wade. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't worry, I gotta speed this up a little bit just because I gotta get going soon. So with that being said, our next pick is coming up at 140th overall. And I think we're going to address defensive line here. The Pittsburgh Steelers select at 140th overall, Peyton Turner, defensive end / defensive tackle from University of Houston. I like this guy a good amount, man. This guy screams defensive end. And he looks like he could be someone that if he gets a little bit of work, man, this guy can get to the quarterback immediately and see, look, he's going after Zach Wilson, who is a future second overall pick. But Peyton Turner is going to be someone that is a fantastic young pickup for us. He is projected to go in the 4th round. He has a good skill set, has a good motor, improved every single year in college. He is fantastic against the run. That's what they used him mostly in Houston when he was playing there. He's an overall great player in Houston, but man, he could be a fantastic player, especially if we put him defensive tackle and defense end. He can work to be someone that we can rely on for years to come, man. He is someone that we need more often. And Peyton Turner, this guy looks like he can scream future run stopper. I could see a lot of Javon Hargrave in him a little bit. I do see a little bit of Tyson Alala, which we did, thank God, get him back. And he could definitely work with us. He doesn't have to start right away. Like a lot of the players, we don't have to start him right away, but this guy could be a future stud for us. So Peyton Turner, look at that jersey, man. That looks like a nice jersey number. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Peyton Turner. Then we have the 6th round pick, and I think you guys know who this is. I did mention him earlier, and it's not going to change from my second mock draft. The Pittsburgh Steelers select Tamorian from Florida State University, wide receiver. You saw his jersey number already, so I'm not going to go ahead and go into it too much. But realistically, this is the guy the Steelers really want to get. And since Tomlin knows a lot of Florida State players and how they project well, I think this is the guy the Steelers get. He's visited Pittsburgh a good amount of times as well. So I think that from Tamorian Terry looks like he's going to be the guy that realistically is the best fit for this team, especially in the 6th round, 216 overall. This guy is going to be a fantastic pickup for our offense. In the 7th round, this pick has not changed from the last time around, and that is 245th overall. The Pittsburgh Steelers select Trey Berry, tight end, Jacksonville State. I said a lot about him in my first mock draft, so I'm going to keep it brief. This guy has a fantastic build, 6'7". He's got great speed. He's not a big blocker, but this guy can be a fantastic receiving threat, especially with Chase Claypool, Tamorian Terry, and Trey Berry. Forget about it. Who are you going to get to cover all three of those players? It is not going to happen. This guy, being 6'7", you could just put him in the backfield, and this guy can produce right away. My goodness gracious. He could be a good receiving threat. Look, you get Claypool covered, fine, you get Terry. If you Terry both of them covered, get Berry. How could you beat that realistically in a good offense? Trey Berry, though, I love to see the Steelers get him, especially because I have heard that Colbert really likes Trey Berry at this spot. So Trey Berry, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the guy I loved in my first mock draft, and I still think he's going to do well in my second. And last but not least, we have our last pick at 254th overall. And this is a player from another school they have, and this is a school that we know really well, and that is Dalen Hayes, offensive lineman / defensive, the offensive linebacker, outside linebacker / defensive end from Notre Dame University, Daylan Hayes. And Hayes looks like he is going to be a late round gem. This guy does have work to do, but I think this guy could be someone that just outworks everybody. He's going to have to start special teams realistically. I don't think that he is ready to start right away, but this guy just knows how to play football. He knows how to play. He's very good at his position. He's fast. He's strong. All we need to do is just get him experience, because when his draft profile on walterfootball.com, they said he just needs to get experience, and he could be a late bloomer. And the thing is, this guy plays in Notre Dame, and Notre Dame, you know how good of players they produce, especially linebackers. And Daylan Hayes looked like he could be another star run linebacker for us. He's probably going to start on special teams, but put him along with Vince, like a Vince Williams type position. I think this guy could blossom to be a fantastic player. So, oh yeah, and that's actually a good point too. So, yeah, you can't go on with that. But Daylan Hayes, congrats on being the last pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'll show his jersey number. Then I got to get out of here. So there you go. Daylan Hayes, look at that jersey number. And I had to pick that number just because it's my last mock draft. I had to put a number 69 in there somewhere. So there you go. Daylan Hayes, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that is going to do it, guys. That is my second and third mock draft. I'll edit this video once it's done to say second and third round mock drafts. So, yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much going to do it for me, man. I realistically think my mock drafts have been pretty good, and I think that they're going to do really well. And next Tuesday will be my first round NFL mock draft. I'll do all 32 picks, and it will be a little bit longer, but still, I think it's going to be a lot of fun as well. So join me for that. With that being said, guys, see you guys later. Stay on. This is LC Muscles telling you now. See you guys later. Stay awesome. Have a great day, and have a good one. Let's draft. Make this a good draft next week, Steelers. Get the right guys, and let's build our players to be superstars, because this is our last big year as the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's get it done. See you guys later. Have a good one, guys.